Hi everybody, I'm Debbie with Debbie Stampin' Creations and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for watching my video today. Today is around the 1st of October, and October's a really big month for me because that's my Stamp-anniversary. I joined Stampin' Up! For the third time 6 years ago this October, so I'm pretty excited about that. We currently have the mini catalog going from the July to December 2021 catalog, and of course we still have our annual catalog. I'll have the host code for the month in the description below. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask. And I try to post 3 videos a week, so if you want to make sure you don't miss any of those, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you like what you see today, if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. So today we're going to be using a stamp set out of the annual catalog, along with some really exciting paper that we have. The stamp set is Back on Your Feet. I have a few kids that are not feeling the greatest lately, and I wanted to give them a special card to make them feel a little bit better. So I'm going to be using the Back on Your Feet stamp set, and along with that I'm going to be using our Rainbow Glimmer paper. This paper is so cool. It comes in a pack of 2 sheets, and it has so many of the cool colors in it. It probably doesn't show too well on the video, but on this paper, it's glimmer paper. It's like glittery paper, but it has the Bermuda Bay, the Blackberry Bliss, Granny Apple Green, Magenta Madness, and the Mango Melody. So it's got a variety of colors in it, so it can be used for a lot of different things. But we're going to be using this today along with our Back on Your Feet stamp set, and we're going to be making a Get Well card. And here's the card we're going to be making. Hope you're back on your feet soon. So to start with, I started with a Bermuda Bay card base, the standard size. Let me get my bone folder so we can fold this over. This is a simple card, but I'm sure it's going to put smiles on some faces. So now I cut my glimmer paper down to fit as a layer on my card. It's a thicker paper, and I'm going to make it just a little bit of trim around the outside. So of course our standard card base is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I made this just 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around, so that it will just have that little bit of trim. I also used on the front here our ornate layers dies. You can see there's several different dies in here, and I used this frame one right here on the Bermuda Bay to give us that little bit of frame around. And I also used, for the card we're going to put together today, the larger framed piece too. So I used these 2. You can see they've got a lot of detail in them. But the other piece that I used, I cut out of white, and I'm going to use it on the inside of the card. so it will kind of pull things together on the inside. So I have those two pieces, and then I got our stitched rectangles, and I cut a piece just to fit inside of here so that it fits right inside, and it has the little stitched around it. So those are the pieces that I used for this. I will of course have the descriptions and measurements for everything in the description below. But let's get started with our card. I've pre-cut the pieces so I can save some time on here, but we're going to start with our turtle, and I'm going to stamp this in the Memento black. And I'm going to put it just down towards the bottom where it fits in here. And then I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay, which matches our card stock that we're using for the card base. And I'm going to stamp the greeting up at the top. Not too far at the top, but you can see that's a little off, but that's okay. Oh, you know what? That's all right. Okay. So now to color our turtle, I used some of my blends, and I started with the Light Crumb Cake, and I want to use the brush end, and I did inside the shell back here. There's a lot of detail in this stamp set, so when you're getting ready to color, it's already got a lot of the stuff in there for you. Make sure I get everything that I need to get. Okay. And then I'm going to use dark soft suede, and I'm going to use that to go around on top of his shell. And then I'm going to do the lined part, the bottom of his shell. So between the squares, I'm going to do I had a hard time trying to figure out which colors to use, but I finally decided on these. For his head and his legs, we're going to use the light granny apple green. I'm going to use the brush end, because if they're feeling under the weather, and the turtles are usually green or brown or so we'll get this all colored. Then we're going to do his squares on his shell in the dark granny apple green, and we're going to come back and give it a little bit of detail where you see all the little black lines. We're going to add some up there and then blend it in to give it a little bit of shading so he doesn't just look like he's colored, but he actually has some color to him. So try to touch up all these spots where I have no color to make sure that it all gets colored in. And I'm going to use the brush end when I get ready to do the blending. No, I'm not. I'm going to use, yes I am. I'm going to use the brush end. And I'm just going to go back over those little lines so it just gives a little bit of the darker on there. You can tell exactly where to put it because the detail is already in the stamp for you. So it's not like you're going to be like, I don't know where to put that. Okay. Then we're going to take the light and we're going to use the end here and blend it a little bit. Just go over it just to like pull some color out. And it just blends it so that there's not like just lines there. It's all blended together. And you can see as that dries, then you don't see the blend, you see just like it's shaded. So that's the top part of our card. Now we're going to take this and I am going to stick this down, get my adhesive here. And layer it onto our Bermuda Bay piece that we cut out. I did cut these out ahead of time. I will tell you they have a lot of detail in them. So when I ran them through my machine, I did run them through a couple of times to make sure that I got all this detail out, because you can see there's so much detail on the frame, and those tend to take a little bit more to get them out. Now when you're sticking this on here, you want to make sure that you use the Stampin' Seal Plus or a stronger adhesive that's going to hold it, because with that glitter paper sometimes it doesn't stick like if you use just a light adhesive. So we're going to put that on there. Now I have these Playing with Patterns resin dots, and they match the paper that we're using. So I wanted just a little something on here. You can see my greetings crooked, that's alright. But I'm going to take a few of these adhesive dots and put on here, and I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them across under it so it gives me a little division on the paper. I think I'll put 3 of them. And then to finish it off, I am going to take and put a little bit of Wink of Stella on the green parts of the turtle, just to kind of get it to go with the paper that we have for the background. So with my Wink of Stella, I'm just going to, I don't want to blend anymore, and I don't know if you realize, but with Wink of Stella, if you went on with a brush and brushed the Wink of Stella, it would blend your colors. So as you can see, I'm just like dabbing to get it on there, and it adds just a little bit to, I don't even know if you can see that on camera, but it gives it a little bit of glitter on there, which kind of just pulls it into the glitter over here. And you can go back and do it a couple of times to get more glitter on there. Of course, make sure you allow time for it to dry. And there you go. Now we just need to attach this to the front of the card base. Make sure my glitter is dry. Can you see the glitter at all? It's so hard sometimes on camera to see things that you can't see in person. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this and attach this to the card base. And like I say, it's just got a 1/8 of an inch trim around it, so make sure that you just line it up so that each side has about the same. And put that on. And I did cut out that other piece to put on the inside. I thought it just gives it a little bit more for the inside of the card. So we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on here and put this in. This way you've got a big area to write your get well message to whoever, and it pulls it together with the outside. And there you go. Don't forget to finish the back of your card. We do have a stamp set handmade for you, and you can choose one out of here to stamp on the back of your card. I'm going to put handmade for you. I like to stamp it in the same color that the cardstock is, and that way it will show up good on the back. Some people like to use a stamp that's out of the actual set to finish on the back, and then you can always go back and put your initials and the year that you've done it so that it's finished. And if you wanted to, you could even add a little bit of this to your envelope to make it pull everything together. But there you have it, a nice get well card. See where I put the other one. Oh, I had done 4 on the one before. So thanks for watching today. Like I said, I will have all of the details for you in the description below, and hope to see you back. Thank you.